Cheapo Indian Rotary table. Block the light off for it. Let me see it, there we go. So we can focus into there. Won't let me. Approximately £1,000. So the faceplate's pretty ideal, so you can see that. Just bring that up to 0. That's £1,000. That's £1,000. That's back to 0. That's £1,000. And that's £1,000. So at its circumference, it's got £1,000 run out. Usually it's £1,000. I ain't messing about with it. That's close enough. And I've got this centralised to that point. Now, none of these other faces here are concentric to each other or to this face. We've got 10,000, 8,000, 5,000, 7,000, not even checking because it's bent. Bring it in a bit closer to 0. Maybe it'll give me what I need to do this. I doubt it. No. Still not enough to face it. I was hoping that was thin enough to get in there. Look at it. Looks pretty awesome. I still want more clearance than that. Not liking that at all. Won't be able to get into the corner. Fingers crossed that will get me in the corner. Check the clearance, take it out of gear. Right, how clear are we? Very clear. To gear. Just set a stop up. Put a 0 on, although it doesn't really make any difference to it because it's. Well, I'm not going to put a 0 on there. Because this is a imperial lathe and we're doing metric. And we'll put on a £14 cut. See what we get. mil. .6. 0.75. 0.88. 1 millimeter. Sweet. Okay. Touch up on that face. Lock the carriage off. Beef out. An extra foul off that just to make sure. Lock the carriage. Take 4 panel off this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th out the side, 8th out total. Quite a bit more, do a 2th out, 1th out the side. Yeah, still wants the power of it, another out. Trim this face up. No, I don't think I'm going to trim this face up. Touch up on this face. And 0 out on that. And I'm going to take 8 down. 8 fail, 1 for good luck. Clean this face up, touch up on this. Lock the carriage off. Five fail. Carriage and come out on that. Give that an extra 1, 2, 3, 4 pound and hope that cleans up. Sounds like it's cleaning up at that. And last but not least, got the table off and clean that face up. 2 pound. So, I'm going to get some noise out now. I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner on it and get all this dust off. I don't mind chamfering those edges now because they're really sharp. I can get a chamfer at that. Are we clear? Yes we are. I'll lock my stop back up again. Looking good. Now I might put this in back gear actually. Pull the nasty edges off and left burrs. Is it? Only on this last one here. Okay. dangerous, don't do this. Don't want to do that too often. Make sure that gear isn't too slack. It's been going really easily now, but I don't know, it's still just a minute bit of play in there now. It's before it was really difficult to get on. Now it's so that's that done. Quite happy with that. Won't mind sandpapering a little bit because those edges are still a bit rough, but this is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. I mean, like, properly, you've got to understand there's bolts sticking out here. This is really dangerous. Really dangerous. Like I said, that tool, it wasn't honed on that side that I used, so it was raising the burr, and that's took it off. Maybe a bit on that centre one there still, try that one a bit more. Really careful, properly careful. Take your hand out carefully. I mean, look at all these nasty bits that could just grab hold of you. You've really got to be careful when you're doing that. Plan of action is pull a hand out and stab it on the if the paper had caught. The plan of action would have been then to pull my hand out as quick as possible and properly stab myself on the tool that's still in the tool post. Right, that gear should slip on there like really, yeah, there we go. Like, proper easy now. There was just a burr that was holding it from going on. And it's a little bit loose. I mean, if you're going for a perfect fit, you'd be upset with that. Could put a spot of bearing fix on it if it starts coming loose. It's got two bolts that hold it in flush. Should be fine. So I'm quite happy with that now. I'm pretty certain that they're all concentric now to the outside of this, and this surface is the only one that needs addressing now. So I suppose I'd better bring you in and show you this after I've nearly completed it. So I've got this bronze ring, which is a bit of pipe. I think it's DOM, drawn over manual pipe. And I clocked in the outside face in the 3-jaw. I didn't put it up square. It was rough cut with a hacksaw, with a bandsaw. So I put it into 3 jaws, best as I could, about 1 millimetre away from the jaws. Put a clock on top of it, a little dial test indicator, and clocked it in so it was 4 thou of undulation. It wasn't perfectly round, but there was 4 thou. Then I clocked in the inside, and amazingly it was at 3 thou. No, that's not what I did. After I clocked in the outside, I faced it off. Flipped it round, pushed it tight against the jaws, hit it in with a hammer, then I faced this side off, then I measured the inside. before I'd bought it at 3 thou, and now I am aiming for 2 inches 444. That is the measurement of the Cheapo Chinese rotary table, top table bit where this bronze bush is going to sit underneath. A bit of burr on that needs taken off. Awesome. Anyhow, so at present I have turned down the outside diameter to make it concentric. Yeah, it's faced off, and there's a 45° on this one, a very small one, but it's left the burr, and I'm boring it, and I've been boring it 5 thou. That's 2.5 thou per side at the time, and it's nearly completely cleaned up on the inside now, all the way through, apart from a little bit down there that you can see there. It is at 2 inches 437, and I've just changed over from using the calipers, and the calipers were measuring it in at 2 inches 435 and a half. So now I've changed the snap gauges or telescoping gauges. You just saw them happen there. I don't like to do things up too tightly. I've had my fair share of breaking things when I was a kid, and that wasn't tight enough. So let's do that a little bit tighter. And I think that's a bit off centre, so we'll try it again. I will get there eventually. Right, so we'll try that measurement one more time, making sure. There we go, right there. And that is 2 inches 435, 36, 37, 38 and a half. I want about a thou press fit. So 1.5 plus 3 equals 4.5 to take out. So I am going to dial in 4.5, and I can't remember if I put 5 on or not. I really don't remember, and my lathe needs stripping down again. No, I'm pretty certain. Right, so 4.5. And my dial, let's see if I can get you close to my dial. So my dial, you've got 0 there and 90 there. Halfway down it's got a mark which you'd think is 5. But if you count the increments in between, there are 10 increments in between. Each increment equates to half a thou per side, or 1 thou total removal. Okay, so that's how I'm dialing it in bit by bit. I want 4.5 there. Oh, come on, camera thing. There we go. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a nut's cock. Okay, that will do me. Start her up. Bring her in close. Let her auto feed down. Zero that setting out. Pull off of it, pull it out and bring it back to 0. Plus a little bit, so I can do a silly cut. Still not cleaned up all the way down. I don't require it to be cleaned up all the way. I only need about 1 millimetre at the top here completely cleaned up. And as we can see, all the way round at the start there, not a problem. So let's see what we've got now. Looking for 443, 2443 or thereabouts. Oh dear. Oh my good night. Right, 25, 35, 4 tear, 1, 2. There's that again. I'm 1 foul shy. I don't believe I am 1 foul shy. So it's usually crack on. I'll try another measurement on that. Just in case. Okay, so that's hanging by itself. I'd say that's close. Yeah, 441.5. Holy moly. I really don't want to take another cut down there because you know full well it's just going to take too much out, but we're going to have to do it. So it's going to have to be done. Same setting, probably 1/4 of a foul feed added. Definitely cutting. Right, so we'll wind that in again and out, and then back to 0 again. And I've just plussed on 1/1000th in case I need to take some more out. And you can see inside there, there's just a minuscule amount which hasn't cleaned up now. Minuscule. Fingers crossed, this will be close. should be somewhere there. Oh, looks like 443 to me. That's bang on 443, maybe a couple of tenths above it. Spit around 90. Try another measurement. Make sure it's not oval. Right. Hopefully that is somewhere close. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, 443 again. So it's circular and it's 443. That is exactly 1 thou smaller than the size that I need. I'm just going to check that just to make sure. So I just measured the other thing, if I can get rid of any glare. Alright. I don't know if you can read that or not, but that's 44. So that is exactly 1/1000 smaller. Right, we have a press, 3 steel laser cutouts, pressing plate, which underneath has a hole in it, which you might, yeah, you can see we're centered up on it, ish. So the tail end of this rotary table should go into that hole. It needs to. And now we're going to get some pressure. I'll be a bit more centralised than that. There. Just bringing up the pressure now. Try and... It's not quite going in straight. I've done this pressing malarkey many times before. I know how to sort this one out. Come across this side here. Right, it started. So it's going down. But it's not straight. I can see a gap. Not happy. Press towards the back a little bit. Don't break. How many pounds we're at? We're at 2 tons. And I still have a gap, so I'm just going to rotate the part. Because I have a gap. I don't want a gap. Oh, I seem to have a gap all the way around. Yeah, which means I probably could have put a bit more of a thing in it. A bit more of a radius in it. So it seems to have a gap all the way around. So we're back at the lathe. And I have decided, I've taken the executive decision that I'm not happy with that gap. You might be able to see it. It seems to be symmetrical all the way around. It's got a gap all the way around. I can see it now, I don't know if you can see it. But I'm not happy. So instead of parting it off now, because what I'm going to do is choose the depth of this second land, I should imagine, part it off at that. Then turn it down to diameter. And then put the bearing surface on it, leaving it 1 millimetre all the way around the outside of that inside diameter. So this wall thickness will end up being a millimetre all the way around, making it 2 millimetres wider than what it is on that land. And I should imagine I'll leave 3 millimetres up here. And that's the bearing. and that's what will be the thrust and the lateral loads, is it? I don't know. So it will take the rocking motion through the bottom bearing that I'm going to make, which will be pulling it down and taking nearly all the play out of it. So that will be stopping any of the dragging up motions, and that bottom bearing will help stabilise the bottom bit. So if there's any twisting motions like that, the top bearing and the bottom bearing working together will stop the rocking. And this bearing will take any thrust loads and pass them into the body of the rotary table. So yeah, I'm going to make a pressing manual. I've got some 5-inch aluminium tubing, so I'm going to cut a section of that off, bore it out until it fits over the rotary table but catches onto the bronze bearing. Then I'll rest that in the press. I'm going to make a pressing collar to go onto the gear land. You can see the one with the 2 tapped holes in it, and then I'll press the rotary table back out of the bronze bearing. Then I'll mount the bronze bearing up in the forejaw, clock it in to as perfect as possible, cut a bigger chamfer on it so when I press it on the second time with some Loctite this time, just in case there was still a gap there to take out the smallest amounts, then it'll be pressed on properly. At that point then I'll part it off and do all the shaping, and if that goes wrong there should still be enough, or there'll easily be enough left to do another bearing in this. Easily, he says. Just about. Well, I've marked the table already. Anyway, drill through it into the bearing, to a hole in the bearing, and then where the hole comes through on the bearing here, cut a wavy groove around it so the oil can go all the way around the outside for lubrication. And I'll probably put a land so the oil can go round and up into the inside bearing where it goes onto the body. I could even put a wick on so it drops a bit onto the gear as well. But we'll see when I hit that situation. So it'd be a wick glued across the top here to the top. Yeah, I could do a wick to wick oil across, which would drip onto the gear to lubricate that. That'd be awesome. But we don't know. We'll see yet, because I've got drilling. Ow! I've got a splinter in my finger. I've got to drill and remount a taper in that. I've been looking at tapered pins and Morse taper zeros to make the centre. Not decided yet. Probably going to be a taper pin. Get a certain size taper pin and use that as the centre. Getting closer. Looking the part now. Very, very boss with a good bearing on it. But very